Shalom World, God's own channel.
Seeds of Hope, Stories for Lent. Today's seed story is about one of the sailors on the slave ship Greyhound, which was off the coast of Ireland and caught in a violent storm in the North Atlantic for over a week. Its cargo, African slaves. Its destination, the British Isles. Her sails were ripped, and on one side of the ship, the wood had been torn away and splintered. Water was rushing in. The sailors had little hope of survival. Sailor John Newton watched one of his crew members be swept overboard. So he tied himself to the helm of the ship and tried to hold her steady. From 1 o'clock in the afternoon until midnight, he was at the helm in the midst of the storm. John Newton had been a seaman since age 11, and he had a reputation for profanity. He was known to his fellow sailors as the great blasphemer. He was not a man of faith. But the fear of death can plant the seeds of faith in the hardest of hearts. And on that day, March 21st, 1748, John Newton began to pray for his life, and God heard that prayer. The cargo shifted miraculously to fill the hole in the ship's hull. The water stopped pouring in, and the ship was saved. Newton took this as a sign from God and marked it as the beginning of his conversion to Christianity. It would take many years before he was able to give up his work as a slave trader. Some seeds of faith grow very, very slowly. But once they sprout, they bear much fruit. Newton became an Anglican priest, and he wrote a popular pamphlet renouncing the cruelty of the slave trade. He lived to see the English government outlaw slavery in Great Britain in 1807. But it isn't this pamphlet denouncing slavery for which Newton is remembered today. Reflecting back on that night when his ship was saved from certain ruin, he wrote the lyrics for one of the most beloved of all Christian hymns. And though many of us don't recognize the name John Newton, we all know the words of his song. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, it saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. Amen. Amen. Psalm 8, verse 1. O Lord our God, how glorious is your name over all the earth. Watering the seeds. Have you ever had a frightening experience that helped you come to a deeper faith? What's holding you back from a deeper commitment to Christ?